Hey everyone, I'm Mark from Travel Shorts, and along with my daughter Holly and son Matthew, where is he? There he is. We're about to take a sleeper train all the way from Xi'an to Shanghai. So we've made it through security. We're now going to look for where our platform is. So if we head up to the main waiting area, we should find it. There we are, the 124 3B. No, Holly's going to wear the rucksack. Are you going to carry that for the rest of the trip so I don't have to? Really? Oh, you've done it now. You're going to be carrying that for the whole trip. So there's our gate, 3B, and there's a huge queue to go in. We've got to find which side we're on. So we've joined the line. I'm hoping that at the front of this line there's going to be an attendant who can scan our passports. Because if you've got a Western passport and not a Chinese ID, they have to physically type in the numbers. Oh. And there's usually only one person on duty, either one end or the other. I couldn't see from where I was standing which side they're on, so we're on the right-hand side. Hopefully this is the correct side. Otherwise we're going to be a bit of a pain in the bum and move across the front of everybody to get to the other side once we get there. So this is our train. We made it through the security line where they checked our tickets. We're in the wrong line. We had to go to the other side, as I'd probably suspected. Here we go. We're going to be in carriage number 10. So that's what we've got to find now. And in carriage 10, we've got our own room, beds 29, 30, 31 and 32. We had a 50-50 chance of going in a certain direction along the train to find out our carriage. Which way do you reckon we went? The correct way or the incorrect way? Yeah, you got that right, incorrect way. So we're going to head back towards the back of the train now. Like I said, we are carriage 10. You can see these areas here are the sleeping quarters, so that's what ours is going to look like in a minute. And this is going to be our room for the night. Bit cosy.
I'll put the stuff on that then.
Yeah, anyone you want at the moment, Matthew. We made it on board okay. We're just going to put away our stuff, settle down, and I'll give you a quick room tour in a few minutes. When I say a quick room tour, it's going to be a very quick room tour. First of all, I'm just going to see if the cases can fit underneath the beds. Just a bit of a tight fit. Mind your legs up, can go. Yes. Ooh. Yes, cases can fit under the beds. We've also got a big area up there to put stuff as well. But like I said, once we get moving, I'll do a room tour then. And for now, let's close the door. So we've got our own private cabin. Here's Holly trying to climb up onto the top bunk, like the little monkey that she is. You got up there really well, actually, Holly. Well done.
It's the type of stuff I like doing.
Yeah. Oh, Matthew wants to have a look up there as well.
It's not...
All the bed linen is up there. Here he is. Okay, this is our sleeper train from Xi'an to Shanghai. It's D124, and here we go. Here's a quick room tour. So you can close the door, you have privacy, and you have your own lock as well. So that's handy, so nobody's getting in here. Nice and secure all night. Looking at the controls, it looks like there's an air vent. I've set that to 5, I don't know if that's the coldest or the hottest, so we'll put it on 5 first and see what happens. You've got the volume for the radio there, so you can hear the announcements. Then, what we've got Holly on the bottom bunk, Matthew on the bottom bunk, and you can see we've just set off. So we're just leaving Xi'an Railway Station now. This is the central railway station. There's also Xi'an North as well, which is a few kilometres on the north side of the city. It's quite late. It's just after 9:15 at night, due to arrive into Shanghai tomorrow afternoon, about 12:30. Anyway, let's carry on with the room tour, shall we? A few places to put, I don't know, your mobile phone, some hooks for jackets there and there. We have a table here where we can have our snacks later. Then looking at the top bunks, got 2 top bunks. They put all the bedding up here for now, so we've got the whole room to ourselves. So even though there's 3 of us, I paid for an additional bunk just so we have a private room. And you couldn't use the same passport number either, so I had to use somebody else's passport number to pay for that extra bunk as well. You can't just do it under one passport for multiple beds. Everything has to be separate. So like I said, here we go. Up here, top bunks. So then we've got above the door and above the hallway area, we've got a place to store our bags. Quite a big space, actually. I think if Holly had a sleeping bag, she could sleep up there. Anyway, that's about it. That's the tour of this room. There's nothing much else I can talk about, really. It's just 4 beds and a table. Oh, yeah, they're not curtains, but they should be. There we go, a blind that comes down. We'll leave it open for now so we can see where we're going. And there's also USB ports each side of the bed. One that side and one that side. I can't... Oh. And on the top bunks as well. So there's a total of 8 USB ports in the room. I can't find any standard power supply sockets though. So you can't plug anything in that's not a USB. I've had a good look around. Don't think that... Oh, yes there is. Underneath the table there's a standard power supply as well. This is a soft sleeper as well. Hard sleepers don't have doors and they have 3 beds going each side as well, so it's not very private hard sleeper. I can't recall what I paid for this. In fact, I'll put the price down here now for what I paid. There's Holly climbing back up to her bunk. I think probably in a few minutes we might just settle in for the night. Do you reckon? Brush our teeth, go to the bathroom, and then just get ready for bed. Not much else to do really. We're lucky we bought lots of snacks. But I will do a complete tour of the train probably in the morning when it's daylight. I'll go from one end all the way to the other end. We'll have a look through the restaurant car as well. Maybe we can have breakfast there tomorrow, which might be a good idea. Do you think? Yeah. And I think that's it. So we'll be watching this view for a bit, won't we, Holly?
Mm-hmm.
Bye bye, Xi'an. So just a quick tour of what we've got here. We've got a hot and cold water machine here, so you can help yourself to hot and cold water. Hot water is really handy when you want to make some noodles for a snack. You've got the toilet in there, which is currently occupied. Over here, you've got the squat toilet. I don't think we're going to be using that. And you've also got a sink here to wash your hands. 3 sinks. So we'll be coming here shortly to brush our teeth. And you've also got a bin area here as well to throw your rubbish. And this is the crew room. So this is where they stay, I guess, during the journey. Oh, left a right mess. So here is a quick tour of the Western style bathroom. We've got a sit-down toilet. We have got a sink. We've got a mirror. Hello. And we've got some toilet paper there. And that is about it. So outside the rooms as well, there's also these chairs. Matthew getting himself ready for bed. We'll bring the other duvets and stuff down in a minute, yeah. Holly's getting her bed ready, so let's put that way. Let's put it this side here. Okay, so you're not, there you go. Coming into our first station. Not sure what this one's called. In fact, I'm not sure what any of the stations are called apart from Xi'an and Shanghai. This is Nanjing Station. So we're leaving Nanjing. Just 2.5 hours to go to get to Shanghai. Looks like we're going straight through this train station. I'm not sure what it's called. Time is now 10 to 11. We've still got just over an hour and a half to go until we get there. So I'm just going to go and walk around and explore the train a little bit before we arrive in Shanghai. So these are the corridors next to the bedrooms. You can see they've got seats on the side. That's usually where people who are on the top bunk sit down. So these are the hard sleepers. You can see there's 3 beds above each other and no door as well, so it's a lot less private. If you did want to pay for a bed for the night, you can also just sit in a chair, but I wouldn't fancy doing that for 15 hours. I've just walked from one end of the train to the other just to explore a bit, and there's no sit-down restaurant or a buffet car at all on this one. All there was one little window selling snacks and drinks. I Google translated the menu, but it didn't really come through correctly, so we're not going to get anything to eat on the train, I don't think. We've still got our snacks that we purchased, very healthy, like Lay's crisps shaped like your Pringles. And we'll get something once we arrive in Shanghai. We're an hour and 20 minutes from arriving, so we will see you in Shanghai. The journey last night was really smooth. It wasn't bumpy at all. And we actually had quite a good night's sleep, if I'm honest. I woke up a few times every time we were going into a station. The announcements are very low, so the volume's quite low, so it doesn't really interrupt you if you're sleeping. You pull into the stations really slowly, really quietly. It stops for a couple of minutes, and then it moves on. Bed was really comfortable. Duvet was nice and soft. Pillow was a little hard, if I'm honest. I had a bit of a bad neck this morning. When we did get on the train last night, though, it was really, really hot. And there's no air conditioning, and although there is a thing that you turn for, what does it say on it? Air vent regulating, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on it. We turned it to 5, didn't do anything. We turned it back down to 1, didn't do anything. So it was extremely hot to begin with. As the night progressed, it did get progressively cooler, which was a good thing. I do think that the Chinese sleep trains, at least this is our only one we've been on so far, are more comfortable than the European ones we went on a couple of years ago. But one benefit that the European ones went on, they did have bathrooms and ensuite. This one hasn't got a bathroom. I believe you can go on a deluxe soft sleeper, which is only 2 beds and a bathroom, and obviously there's 3 of us, so we can't do that. Whereas the European ones, they have 3 beds and a bathroom, which were really useful on our trip a couple of years ago. Okay, I've just looked at the sign outside for this station. It looks like it's Changzhou. We should have been here at 10:37 when you look at the schedule, and it's actually 11:19 now, so that's just over 40 minutes late, which means if we carry on at this schedule, we're going to be getting into Shanghai at about 1:10. It's a bit later than the 10:30 originally planned. We'll see. It also means, hopefully, more chance of being able to check into our hotel early as well, the later we get there. So tonight we're going to be staying at the Waldorf Astoria on the Bund in Shanghai. It's the most expensive hotel I paid for on this trip, but I just wanted to stay there because it's got that iconic view of the Pudong skyline ahead of us. So I don't mind paying a little bit extra sometimes to treat ourselves. So we'll talk more about the hotel when we arrive there, and of course I'll do a full room tour as well when we're there. I think we're also planning on going in the swimming pool tonight as well. I think we all need to have a nice little refresh after sleeping in a train all night. And we're off. We're leaving Changzhou. So according to the schedule, the next train station will be Wuxi. Don't know if that's how it's pronounced. Hello, Holly. There is quite a lot of room in these little cabins. When you stand up, though, it's a little bit claustrophobic. You see the gap between the 2 beds is pretty slim. But the beds are... No, not for you. For you, don't even come this high, though. But they are very comfortable. And it does save the price of a hotel overnight as well by getting a sleeper train. You could take a high-speed train from Xi'an to Shanghai, and I believe that takes between 5 and 6 hours, but we decided we wanted to do the classic route and go on a sleeper train at least once on this China trip, just to say we've experienced all the different classes of trains. So we've already done a second-class seats, we've now done a sleeper train. In a few days' time we're going to be travelling business class, and in a few days after that we're going to be travelling first class. So altogether, we're going to experience all the different modes of transport and classes the China train system has to offer. Hello, Holly. This station is called Wuxi. And it does look like we're running about 40 minutes behind. We should have been here at 11:01, and it is now 41 minutes past 11, so exactly 40 minutes behind. We are arriving in Suzhou station. This is the last station before we get to Shanghai. So Suzhou is actually a tourist resort in itself. It's about an hour away from Shanghai, and many people come here for day trips because it's an ancient water town. There's lots of canals, you can go on boat trips, and if we had more time in Shanghai we would probably come back here to actually look around. Lots of nice restaurants, nice little place to walk around from all the research I've been doing. But because we've only got 3 whole days in Shanghai, unfortunately we won't. Maybe on a later trip to China, we'll come back to Suzhou and look around. We have now left Suzhou station. Next stop, Shanghai. So these are the corridors next to the bedrooms. You can see they've got these stools that you can sit on if you want to look out the window. They're mainly used for people who have top berths but aren't travelling with a family of a group of 4, because if somebody's lying down on the bottom berth, then they've got nowhere to sit, so they come out into the corridor to sit. And it's actually not that bad. It's quite bright in here. It's actually cooler in the corridor as well than the room. It's quite stuffy in the room, if I'm quite honest. It's starting to get quite warm in there again, but I don't want to keep the door open because everybody will be staring at us when we go past. So we're going to have some of our strawberry and blueberry Oreos, I think, to snack on. Raspberry and blueberry. Oh, my mistake, they're raspberry and blueberry. Go on, Holly. There's Holly being a little monkey. Please don't fall, Holly. I'll have the last one. You want the last one, Holly? No, I'll have it. Where are we now, Holly?
Oh, shack thingy.
Where? Sha thingy.
Shanghai.
Yeah. And what are we going to do here?
Stuff.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Stuff. Stuff and things. Correct. So that concludes our sleeper train adventure from Xi'an to Shanghai. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as we enjoyed making it. If you did enjoy it, please think about liking, subscribing and hitting that notification bell button. And check out the rest of the videos on my channel. We've got loads more content from our epic China trip here in China. We're spending 23 days traveling from Beijing in the north all the way to Hong Kong in the south. See you next time. Bye. Next time on Travel Shorts Epic China Trip.